upbeat, funky, doof intro music montage of projects being worked on. Boring man in garage doing it all here. Welcome back to the lab. We're putting a VG30, there it is, VG30 DETT back into the front of a Z32 300ZX. And this beastie here, yes, that is Bayside Blue. No, that's not the original colour for the car. Motor in the hole. It is currently just sitting there. Sans gearbox and all the bits and pieces that it needs to make it happen. Some of which are sitting on the bench over there, the slightly more tidy bench, not the messy one. There's also, you'll see, look, we got these here. The customer's got these Defi gauges. Defi? How do you pronounce that correctly? No, we're not using that. Yes, we will use the 2 temperature sensors, and yes, we'll probably use the pressure sensor as well. Now there's also these 2 sensors, which are pressure and temperature sensors, which are going onto the car. I did consider, there's probably a way to do it, did consider using these sensors and taking a feed from those to feed into the gauges, tell them lies, and make it all work. It's entirely possible, but we probably don't need to or want to. So we've got many install things. No, yuck. We're not using either of those. Yuck. That's not how you do things properly. Well, I mean, that you can, but we're not going to. That's not how I do things properly. One of these. Gotta watch I don't bang my head walking around under here. Little temp sensor. I reckon that's just going to screw straight into there. It's got a pretty short little harness thingy on it that'll bend around here without crashing into, good camera work Glenn, without crashing into that or the gearbox or anything that's in the general area. So that'll work. On the other face, it's very hard for you guys to see it. Just there's a port that'll work for the pressure sensor. It'll hang out here. It'll have to have some sort of heat protection because it's very, very close to the turbo. Not so close that I think it'll be a problem, but we'll put some sort of foil over it and that'll do. So that's those 2 taken care of, and then we'll run their own harnesses through into the car. Temperature sensor. Now there are many options for here. Basically it just needs to be in the hot side of the cooling system of the engine. So probably the best bet for this particular installation is, mind the mess, look at all the wires and stuff that came out of the car when we put the new ECU in. See the previous video for that. We're probably just going to put a boss here, put that in there. I could put it on the top. It's a little bit unsightly. Might work though, eh? Or there. I think down here where it's hidden out of the way is a better bet, so long as we can get access to it if anything goes wrong with it, if it leaks or anything like that. So I'll probably just do that. That needs a clean before it goes back in. The oil cooler's obviously had a little bit of a leak. It's been dropping or misting towards the radiator. The fan's been pulling it through and the dust sticks to it and you get a yucky mess like that. Speaking of yucky mess, previous engine destroyers. This is why we're doing all this work. Someone else, some sort of an incident with the engine. Excuse my camera work if it's making you sick. I think maybe, but I'm not entirely certain, I think maybe the sump hit the ground based on some marks that were on the front of here that have been basically panel beated out now. I think they blocked off the oil pickup and killed the engine. And so then someone rebuilt it for $23,000 and did an absolute bullshit job with so many errors in it, it wasn't funny. Including they replaced the clutch for the customer. I don't think there were any issues with the clutch itself or the job, but you know, you're charging money like that. Can you not clean things while you're at it? Is that beyond you? Is that too hard? I mean, come on. Where's your pride in your work? So anyway, I'm going to give that a clean. We're going to slip that on. We're going to take this box here. Should we put those in there? Yeah, it's a little bit tighter. And take this box here. Can you guess what's in there yet? It's a clutch, obviously. You don't have to guess too hard to know it's a clutch. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. How do we open this one? That way. There we go. Look, it comes with certificates and stuff. It's a thing of beauty. It's a shame it goes into bell housing and it's never to be seen again. It goes on the end of the engine, the bell housing goes over the top of it. Look at that. It's lovely. Marvellous. Looking forward to putting that in. Actually, the red's going to go nicely with the car. It's going to look really good for however long it sits on there until I put the gearbox on. Okay, let's do something. Let's clean that. Exciting part. We have to take this apart now. This is where this comes in handy. This little ring stops the springs going full travel while you're doing these sorts of things. That one's quite tight. Okay, I'll have to do that one by hand, or a bigger gun. Oh, that's interesting. Just the one, really tight. Boo. He couldn't do it, so I brought along his big brother. Reckon that'll do it? Yay! That was easy, wasn't it? Didn't take 2 attempts or anything. Right, so that should come off if we make sure we're 100% out with all the screws, bolts. Cap screws technically, aren't they? That's us. It's gonna... Look at that. What the? Oh no. There's a big problem. Oh, that's... Oh no, there is no big problem. It's inside there. I was getting confused about what I was supposed to be seeing. That's good. That's good. Don't panic, I've fixed it. Problem's over. These are marked from the... What a silly bugger I am. These are marked from the factory. There they are. See those marks there? And you line that up with the appropriate mark on here because it's all balanced from the factory. So, I need 2 hands to do the rest of this. We'll get this assembly up into the car. That's quite cool. I should have put one of those in there when I had it. Not that there was anything wrong with what I had in there. The Z1 clutch was awesome, but it was quite aggressive. This should be less aggressive because it's got a much bigger disc. Gives you better modulation and the material is more suitable for road use. Although I was quite track orientated with the car when I was driving it. So anyway, enough talk. Let's get this in the car. Bit dark in there, isn't it? Never mind. Flywheel fitted, all the surfaces all clean, couple of drops of Loctite on all the bolts. Next step is torque them up. Always use a torque wrench. We wouldn't want our paperwork to blow away. So put that there, that'll hold it. And we I'm just kidding. Although let's just give them a wee, just nip them. Enough. Diagonal, isn't it? Like that, something like that. It's like a bell, isn't it? You can tell me it's not the right pattern later on, and I'll bet you it's just like, that's fine, because believe it or not, the destruction manual does actually tell you what pattern to torque those up to. I haven't left any fingerprints on there. There's no evidence that I've been here and read it. That's our torque pattern there. That's how we do them up. With a torque wrench that's set correctly. This car will probably fall to pieces because it would be so frightened of having a torque wrench near it compared to the previous. I keep going on about it, don't I? The following morning. So the Pixies have been in here overnight. Put some stuff and things in here. Some of these stuff and things are only in sort of temporarily, just to make sure stuff is right, other stuff and things. The downpipes, do people call them anything else? No, I think that's the common name, isn't it? I don't think there's another name. I was going to rattle off a list of other potential names, but that's what they're called. The downpipes are not tight at the top. All those bolts at the top there are just finger tight, so that we can put the exhaust on, because we've got no flexi couplings or anything on these. It's a really bad idea to do that with 300 ZXs. Some people think it's a great idea. I've seen aftermarket exhausts built and they put a flex coupling here. Look, if it needed it, the factory would have done it. You're supposed to have that fixed, and then back here, I haven't done it on this one actually because I'm naughty. These two studs that come off the gearbox mount, that part is attached to the actual gearbox, so that all moves with the engine and everything. You're supposed to have that attached there and there. Should we do that? We might do that. I'll talk to the customer and see if she wants to do that or not. And then following through, I'll put the rear mufflers on and see that they're sitting in the right spot, because seeing as that's all one piece, tiny little adjustments up here at the front make big changes down there at the back. And the way it was all assembled, disassembled, the way it was wrecked previously, the mufflers were not sitting in the right spot and they were hard rubbing against the fairings and stuff that I'd made by the diffuser. As you can see, we've got those two mounts sitting in about the same spot on those studs. Let's call them studs. On those two studs that are hanging out of the side of the exhaust there, whereas the previous disassembly, previous mess, they were quite offset, asymmetrical, shall we say. There's something to work on here. This actually worked fine. It didn't have any problems. These are made for US domestic market cars, and so I'm assuming their clutch pedal arrangement, the hose and stuff, might be on the other side of the vehicle or something. Maybe not. Someone will be able to tell me, because I'm not too sure. Definitely the steering shaft is on the other side of the vehicle. So the steering shaft has got absolute, you can't see it, the lighting's terrible. Let me see if I can get the camera in the right spot. Probably not. Up there, the steering shaft has got minimal clearance, like absolutely stuff all between the shaft and the exhaust pipe, the main pipe, not the wastegate pipe. It's just the way it is. We can't do anything about it. You have to alleviate the pipe a little bit. You have to put a dent in it basically for the shaft. So that has been done already. It may get a little bit more of a dent. But I'm going to move this. I'll leave the bracket there. It won't hurt the bracket. But I'll take the hose. I'll take the pipe. I'll make a one-piece stainless steel line. We'll run it from here and we'll run it up to the master cylinder in a position where it's not going to get cooked. It didn't cause any problems in the past, but I don't want to leave it the way it is and then it causes problems later for the new owner. So for me, I wouldn't have cared. I would have just dealt with it unless of course it was the final round of Super Lap and it played up and cost me the championship or something like that. It would have been a bit gutting, but we never had that situation, so we were good. I did have that wrapped in fire sleeve or something, some form of heat protection. I can't remember what it was, and I think it pretty much saved it from cooking the fluid in here. And as you can see, that's it's very, very close to a very, very hot thing, which is a pretty dumb thing to do, but it's just the way it was. And like I say, it did work. It didn't cause problems. So I'm going to nip up those wastegates where they are, downpipes. I'll tighten up all the bolts at the top, the ones that I can get to, then we'll drop this down and I'll get the rest of them. And then we'll look at putting this all together. Mate, should we polish it? Should we clean it? Yeah, maybe. Been for a little field trip down the other end of town. The shiny things you're seeing right in the middle of the picture there. New clutch line. One piece stainless steel clutch line with, hard to see, it's dark in there, fire sleeve on it. Tucks away in a nice straightish line well away from heat. So that's that all taken care of. Have started on the probably what will be the most painful part of the job is reinstating the air conditioning. So there's a fair bit of plumbing that needs to go back in. It's been a very long time since I've taken that sort of plumbing out of one of these cars, so I can't go on memory. It's all figure it out as we go. That all needs to go in basically now, because we can't put this harness in and wrap it all up and tuck it away nicely and everything and then go, oh, that's kind of in the way for the air conditioning. It's a tight squeeze in this engine bay with everything that's going on. As you can see, there's a corner of this relay box that's missing. It's one of the air intake pipes. Actually, it's the boost pipe, comes off the turbo up there, ends up scooting past here, and there just wasn't enough room for it, so that had to be alleviated. I do have a new cover for this in good condition, so if we can move things around that we don't need to do that, that will be happening. So there's a ginormous mess in the workshop, but don't mind that. There's a few pipes that need to find their way back into the engine bay, which is going to be a massive amount of fun. Something fell over behind us there. You just throw them at great speed from a distance, don't you? That's how it works. Chuck it at it and it'll be good. I've already temporarily tried to fit that one in there. It's been bent and twisted and mucked around with while it's been out of a car, so we can't even use it as a guide to where it goes. You kind of just have to figure everything out and then put all the pieces back in the general area and make sure you've got it right. So that'll be me for the weekend. You guys have a good one. You will hear from me later. Cheers, bye.